Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. And today's video, happy Friday. No, and I just did my introduction, but you know what, okay, whatever. Happy Friday, and I am here to review Rebel's Creed by Daniel Greene. It is the sequel to Breach of Peace. I have reviewed it previously in this channel. I will link it in the description so that you can see my previous review. Essentially, I had some thoughts. I had a couple of different thoughts when it came to the writing and world building and things like that. So, yeah. Anyway, here we go. Let's begin with the description of Rebel's Creed. With one simple myth, nations burned. Under the Almighty, an empire has been forged, bringing peace to the once divided continent. But now a spark of truth threatens to ignore the religion of lies. Chapman unknowingly brought the 7th Precinct to their demise. Now Officer Holden Sanders, known throughout the capital city as the Survivor, seeks the truth of how so many he held dear were slaughtered. But when it comes to light, his former mentor might still draw breath. The officer of God is forced to wage war against the Almighty itself. So, I think a lot of, I think this book, I definitely liked it more than Breach of Peace. Breach of Peace felt kind of like a prologue with little content, with little, okay, not content, but little context. There it is. That's the right word, context. With little context as to what is happening. That's kind of what it felt like, and I think that because of that, I was kind of, you know, it wasn't something I mean, I enjoyed it, but I was like, things were missing, and I wanted to know those things. So this book kind of delved into said things, and I think that was the best part, that it delved into them. And I was interested in seeing how these things were going to turn out, and how the events all connected. And I felt like this book did a really good job at connecting them, and also giving Chapman some needed character development, as well as but I do think that still there are some issues with the book, specifically when it came to things like when it came to developing the other characters, but I think their character arcs are still good. I think that they'll probably develop later on in the 3rd book, because this is a trilogy. I think this is supposed to be, if I remember correctly, this is supposed to be a prequel trilogy to the other books that he's supposed to be writing. So this did give at least some, you know, some context to the things that were happening, and it ended in a really good cliffhanger. And I feel like his writing has definitely improved, and I definitely feel some stylistic choices were made that I actually highly enjoyed, and I did like the way that the world itself was brought to light in this book. I think more world building is necessary, but I also think that the world building that we have in this one is pretty good. I enjoy that kind of world building that we're getting right now. And I think that for now it's definitely enough. I think that more world building can come up eventually, but I think for now it's actually quite good for what we have right now. So I do think that it turned out pretty well, and I think that it could have definitely been better in the form of it could have definitely turned out better when it comes to and I think it could have done better in the world building, but I also think it's enough for now. and I think that it's leaving enough information out to keep us definitely interested, and I think it worked out well. I definitely enjoyed it because it was a full-length novel instead, and well, yeah, kind of full-length novel, definitely not a novella. It's 263 pages, so it was a full-length novel that made it that made that gave more context, and it gave us more, and I definitely enjoyed that. I felt like the novella was a great prologue, but I felt like this just was better in describing what happened before the novella, but also what were the actions that will be taken after. And I enjoyed the characters we got to follow. I did like them a lot. I look forward to seeing more of them. I also really enjoyed the chapters with Clit and what was happening with her, because she didn't end up dead by the end of the first book, right? So it was interesting to see what is it that they were attempting to do. And I liked that. And I definitely want to read the next book because I'm hoping that it will explain more of what's happening and what exactly they're trying to do. Because all that we got was just like a little glimpse of their plans, but not fully. But we still got to see what happened to Clyd and how she ended up. And I think that was the fun part, to see that. And it was interesting. I also really like how he did not hold back on brutality. I know this sounds really wrong, but reading a very violent book was actually very exciting to me, just because I enjoy graphically violent books. So I like that he didn't hold back on that, and I think that was amazing that he did not hold back. I like that his writing has had some style, and it doesn't sound as clinical as the first book. But I also feel I can argue that in the first book, clinical writing was actually a good idea, because we were following the inspector solving a mystery, while in this one we were following a very emotionally wrecked characters. Mainly Holden, so an emotionally wrecked character. But I feel like there were chapters that were a little bit more clinical, but I also feel like that was necessary considering what was happening. So I think that everything turned out pretty well. I did give it 4 stars. It didn't feel like a 5-star read, but it definitely felt like a 4-star read. I actually really enjoyed it, and I think that it could be a really nice it could be a really nice read for people. I was definitely really intrigued with what I read, and I look forward to reading more and seeing what else happens. That's my review. Definitely shorter than the Spanish Love Deception review I did this week, but I don't have much to say about it, actually. So, and especially because I don't want to go into spoilers, and I don't feel like going into spoilers because I'm not feeling the whole fangirl vibe for this book, but I feel like I could reread it and maybe find something interesting. So yeah, hopefully I can do a Blind Woman Anticipates on this book, on the 3rd book when it comes out. So anyway, or before it comes out. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be seeing you again Monday for a review of Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian. So see you then. And until next time, consume stories. Oh, wait, I just got the key. Okay. Hopefully it's fine.